Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Magyanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Ishvara parabhakrishna Satchidananda vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gauru Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Kechit Kevalaya Bhaktya
Kechit Kevalaya Bhaktya
Vasudeva Parayana
Vasudeva Parayana
Agham Dhunvanti Katsnena
Agam Dunvanti Kasnena
Niharamiva Bhaskaraha
Niharamiva Bhaskaraha. Translation. Only a rare person who has adopted complete unalloyed devotional service to Krishna can uproot the weeds of sinful actions with no possibility that they will revive. He can do this simply by discharging devotional service, just as the sun can immediately dissipate fog by its rays. Hare Krishna.
So earlier we have seen the conversation between Parikshit Maharaj and Shukadeva Goswami. Parikshit Maharaj was a devotee of Krishna. So the nature of the devotee is very compassionate towards others. He has what is called empathy, not sympathy. Therefore, while listening to the discourse, is intervening the spiritual master, asking him, how can one escape the sinful reaction? So in the earlier verses we saw, verses number 8, 9, 10, 11, Shukadeva Goswami is presenting some suggestions. First he said, depending upon the severity of the sins committed, one can perform atonement, known as prayashchitta. So in India, traditionally, hundreds of years, a person approaching death, their family members give some couple of cows, charity, or bhumidhan, couple of acres of land, something like that. So he suggested that prayashchittam. Then Parikshit Maharaj was a very inquisitive person. As I always say, one who is inquisitive, it indicates intelligence. So immediately he raised a question. Well, we did that, but then again when we come back, we commit sins. Then this action-reaction syndrome would continue forever. So how do you put a stop to that? So the spiritual master gauged the intelligence of the disciple. So he offered another choice. He said, prayashchittam vimarshanam. The real prayashchittam is not giving in charity, blah, 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 but vimarshanam, study of the Vedanta, to understand I am not this body. All sins are being committed only because of the faulty understanding that I am this body. Therefore, the sense gratificatory propensity gets aggravated. then a sin is committed. Although knowingly, in certain cases, they know I am going to commit a sin, but still he cannot resist. So if one takes to the study of the Vedanta, meaning, although we say Vedanta, don't get scared. Just to understand that you are not the body. Bas, this is Vedanta. This idea doesn't cross our mind. See? That you say my hands, my legs, my ears, my eyes, my nose, my head. At that time my intelligence failed. My mind is not okay right now, please don't talk to me. So mind is also my, intelligence is also my, hands, legs are all my. My means it belongs to you. Then who is that you? Simple. That means the whole body, mind and intelligence belongs to me. That means I am not the body, mind and intellect. BMI and OET. Body, mind and intellect, objects, emotion and thought. So I am not this. I am something separate from this. If one can understand this, then there won't be any sins. So therefore he says, Prayashchittam Vimarshanam. If you can get that, proper understanding, then all the sins we have committed so far will be just like, once you get this knowledge, once you understand, realize that you are the soul, spirit soul, not the body, all the sins committed for the thousands of lifetimes will be destroyed. Just like he gave an example. The creepers beneath a banyan tree, when they get dried all over, those dried leaves will be totally reduced to ashes if there is a blazing fire. So he stopped that. But that Parikshit Maharaja was insistent, saying that is not the ultimate solution. I am looking for something ultimate. He said, why? The dry leaves completely reduced to ash. Yeah, that may be. But then because their roots are under the ground, it may sprout again during rainy season. Then what happens? That means I may again get the tendency to commit sin. So I still remain trapped. So how to go about it? So he understood. The Guru understood. He said, okay, I'll give you the final solution. So the first one was based on karma. The second one was based on jnana. So both karma and jnana will fail. Now he says, kechit kevalaya bhaktya. You see, karma will fail you, jnana will fail you. Bhakti alone will save you from sins. Kechit kevalaya bhaktya. Bhakti means, you see, we worship so many deities, especially in India. So all those things cannot be called bhakti. Like we worship Ganesh ji, Durga ji, Shiv ji, so many other deities. You may say, is Ganesh Bhakta, Durga Bhakta? No. At the most you can say these are all aradhana, worship, aradhana, upasana, something like that. But bhakti is totally different. Bhakti, that is why what was required is little bit Sanskrit knowledge. Bhaj is the root word for bhakti. Bhaj iti eshavai dhatu sevayam parikirtita. Bhaj means to serve. See? Bhaj means to serve. So therefore, bhakti can be performed only for Bhagavan, not for Devi Devata. So bhakti, bhaj iti yeshavai dhatuhu sevayam parikirtitaha. So that is precisely why Krishna emphasized while interacting with Arjuna, bhaktya mam abhijanati. Abhijanata means completely known. I can be completely known. Abhitaha janati iti abhigyaha. I can be completely known only through devotional service, bhakti. Bhaktya mam abhijanati. Therefore here, bhaktya, bhakti for whom? Bhagavan. Who is that Bhagavan? If you ask somebody who is God, 1 billion population in India will manufacture 1 billion gods. Each one will claim, this is my God, this is my God. God cannot be God for a particular segment of a population. It is not possible. Then he is not God. God must be universal. It is for you, me, he, she, everyone. Otherwise he cannot be God. So therefore, there is no question of my God and your God. Only one God. But who is that one God? Question comes. Here he says, Vasudeva. Vasudeva is God. Vasudeva Parayana. Parayana means one who has taken supreme shelter, shelter of the Supreme Lord. That bhakti, by bhakti, he can know Vasudeva completely. So one who takes to devotional service of Vasudeva, here he says, all his sinful reactions will vanish, not like fire reducing the leaves to ashes, but niharamiva bhaskara. During winter, there's fog and dew, isn't it? At dawn, as the sun just rises, immediately they will be wiped out. That fog will not come again. Tomorrow some other new fog will come. But that fog is once and for all gone. So by bhakti you can destroy all the sinful reactions. When we say all, why do we say all? Because that also we have to go into. We do not know. In some other Vedic literature, when we talk about sin, we take it very lightly. Sin. It's got a very deeper background. So the Shastras say, Aprarabdham phalam papam kutam bijam phalonmukham. So 4 categories of sins. Aprarabdha. Prarabdha means well begun. Prarabdha means well begun. Aprarabdha, not begun. Kutam bijam phalonmukham. Now first is prarabdham, the sinful reaction which is prarabdha. In India mostly nobody knows the meaning, simply they say prarabdham. Prarabdham means well begun, reaction well begun. That means at the time of birth itself, when the child is born, sometimes deaf and dumb, you call disabled, or what you call physically challenged, something like that. That disability, or the child look fair colored or black color or whatever color. So, bhakti and sins connected. So 4 sins, prarabdha well begun. So some children born fair color complexion, some dark complexion. Some child will go very tall, some child, all that you know it. So all this due to karmic reaction of the sins performed last life. So that reaction is called prarabdha. Then it doesn't end there. Then we have what's called bija, seed form. It is their seed form. The next stage is phalonmukha, towards fructification. Prarabdha already fructified. Phalonmukham. Then kutam. Kutam means vasana, tendency stage, unmanifest, aprarabdha. So there are 4 stages. But if you take to devotional service to Vasudeva, even that aprarabdha will be destroyed. That's why we say all sinful reactions will be gone. That is why one take to serve Krishna, Krishna consciousness. Why this was brought here? Because this Western world full of sins. So out of compassion, that great Vaishnava came here to help them destroy all the sinful reactions. And then here the word used is kechit. Everybody cannot come to Krishna consciousness. It is not possible. Immediately we'll ask, why Krishna Supreme? Why not Shivji? Why not Ganeshji? Immediately we will shoot the question. So therefore he himself says, kechit, some few out of thousands, only few will come to that position. Why is that? Because I have umpteen times emphasized, or highlighted rather, that Krishna consciousness is spirituality. All the other consciousness are religiosity. Worship of Shivji, worship of Ganeshji, worship of Durgaji, or Indra Chandra Varuna. These are all religiosity. In Hindi they say dharmic. Krishna consciousness is spirituality, adhyatmic. Here lies the difference. Dharmic or religiosity means you continue to operate under a faulty understanding your body and still be on that platform, religious platform. Understand? You will be noticed as a religious person. You must have yesterday had your vodka or gin, and this Sunday afternoon you will go to some temple for love feast, afternoon feast. Kumkum and all that. Right. So we will be recognized as a religious man, eating meat, drinking whiskey, and then umpteen other sins. But still, you can go to Shivji temple, Ganeshji temple, Durgaji temple. You will be accepted as a religious person. But when you come to Krishna consciousness, this fooling will not work. The first thing is you have to control your senses. You have to stop alcohol and drugs, etc., etc. It is based on the Shastra. In the Shastra it is said, Dyutam, Panam, Striyah, Suna, Yatra, Adharmaha, Chaturvidha. Adharmaha is religion, or irreligious principles. Chaturvidha, 4 types. What are the 4 irreligious principles? Dyutam. Dyutam means gambling. You may say, I am just past time on a weekend, I am playing 56 or rummy. You may not bet, but from there it starts. All types up to race horse and video parlors, video games. These are all gambling. Dyutam. Gambling unsettles your mind because you all the time speculating. Dyutam. Panam means intoxicants. It's not merely whiskey, gin, beer, brandy, wine and rum and drug. It starts from tea, coffee. How many of you can be without tea, coffee in the morning? You are a hero. It's very difficult. Morning 6 o'clock, that beige color looking liquid. If it does, I know some people lying in the car, they say, just open the eyes. First he looks into the kitchen whether the light is on or not. If it is on, the tea is being prepared. He gives a sigh of then only he is induced to get up. Otherwise he will call, Nina, kya chai nahi ban rahi hai? No, doodh wala nahi aaya. Oh God, he'll say. And then he will get up here and there, he will look, go to the bathroom. Nothing appeals to him. Suddenly comes back, sits on the chair. Somebody knock the door. Normally he doesn't respond. Nina will respond. But here he responds, thinking that may be doodh wala. So no, newspaper, yeah. Then the paper, his mind will not get fixed on that. Until that tea comes in. Then what kind of CEO are you? CEO, general manager, MD. But one small cup of tea will make you dance. Smoking, drinking, all this. Dyutam, Panam. Tobacco of any variety. Then Suna. Suna means Technically in Sanskrit, sacrificed animal flesh. Any animal flesh is called suna. Eating animals. Then striya means illicit affairs with women or same sex or LGBTQ. Now Q is added. All this you have to stop if you want to come to Vasudeva Parayana Bhakti. Therefore, totally rejected. So they prefer to be on the religious platform without stopping all this. But the moment you come to spirituality, Krishna consciousness, you'll have to stop, control the senses. It begins from there. Otherwise, bhakti is not possible. I remember once I said this, it reminds me, in Bengal, all Bengalis eat meat and fish, even Brahmanas. So one lady was crying in front of the Lord. So Brahmachari came and told me, one Mataji is crying. He thought she's very great devotee. I know what it is. So I said, okay, call her. She came. I spoke to her. See, I'm in very much problem, too many troubles. What can I do? No, you don't have to tell me. I know it, because material life means problem only. Only it differs from person to person. So what can you give me some mantra? That way. I said, no, this mantra I can give you, but then you have to, as I said, it's a bhakti line. I know you are being a Bengali, you must be eating fish, meat, etc. Yeah. So you'll have to give up all that. Oh. I said, then you have to give up tea and coffee also. Oh, I said, yes. Then you have to give up garlic and onion also. Oh, he said, yeah. I said, it's endless. Even masoor dal. Then she offered dandavat and got up. So I said, if you can do all that, then I'll give you the mantra. She said, sounded genuine, She said, I'll try my best. I'll convince my family members also. I said, fine, thanks. So then I came to America. It's about 25 years back, my trip here. So after a month when I returned, I asked that brahmachari, did that Mataji come to the temple then thereafter? She said, no, I didn't notice her. Then a third or fourth day, suddenly he said, I met her in Sham Bazaar, somewhere in Calcutta. So very good. So what did she say? How did she react? She said, I told her, Swami has come back. He was inquiring about you. Oh, very nice of him. Then you said, he told you to give up this. So what is the update on that? She said, what was very easy, I gave up. What can I do? I said, what was easy? Fish is difficult for a Bengali. So what else coffee, tea? No, all these are difficult. Then what you easily gave up? I gave up Swamiji. That was easy to give up. So she will never come back to the temple. The problem is here. So spirituality, Krishna consciousness means you begin with sense control. Therefore he said, Kevalaya Bhaktya. Kevala Bhakti means pure devotion. No Mishra. Kechit Kevalaya Bhaktya means Anyabhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavritam. You should entertain no material desire at all. You should simply throw all the desires out. How difficult it is, imagine. Anyabhilashita Shunyam. Then we always will have temptation for karma and jnana. That we all have. Some sort of work, fruitive work, which gives you some results that you can enjoy. And then jnana, temptation for becoming knowledgeable. Yes, that is why we are all inquisitive. Anyabhilashita shunam jnana karmadi unavritam, uncovered by these two tendencies. then anukulyena means favorably disposed for service to Krishna. That is Uttama Bhakti, top class devotion. Here it is called Kevala Bhakti, pure devotion. If one takes to this, it tells Parikshit, Agham Dunvanti, all sinful reaction will simply vanish. How Kartsnena, Kritsna in Sanskrit, Krishna nahi, Kritsna means entirety. All the sins reaction will be entirely finished if one can do that. Anyway, first of all, we should know what is sin, the definition for sin. The definition for sin is actually any activity performed not for the satisfaction of the Lord is a sinful activity. So a reaction will always be there. All that activities we are performing. Any action, any activity performed not for the satisfaction of the Lord is a sinful action. It's a very alarming definition, but you cannot help it. Fact has to be spelled out. So therefore what we do, Krishna advised Arjuna, try to work for me, for my satisfaction as much as possible. Isn't it? You can do that. You work for my satisfaction as much as possible. You see, we do not, many people do not understand, and it's not their fault, because the teachings of the Vedas since thousands of years have spoken that you do pious activity and stop sinful activity. And then they defined piety and sins. From the mundane view, you see, Arjuna was audaciously bordering on arrogance, retorting to Krishna, saying, how can I kill my own relatives? It is a sin. According to the Vedas, it is a sin. See? Then he said, no. If you kill on my order, then it is not sin. If you kill them to enjoy the result of obtaining a kingdom, then that will be sin. See, here we have to understand the difference between the sin and pious activity. If you do not fight despite my encouraging you, then that is sin. Rather, we will think that is sin and this is pious activity. Running away from the battlefield, not killing the relative, he thinks pious activity. He even says, like a dramatist, he says, I am ready, being a Kshatriya, he says, I am ready to go to the forest and like a Brahmana, I'll beg and exist. I don't want to do this sin, I don't want to commit this sin, I don't want to enjoy the kingdom, I will give up everything. See? Then Krishna says, if you do that, then that will be sin. That is why precisely we do not know what is sin. Average materialist does not know what is sin. So this is understood to be Kevalaya Bhaktya Vasudeva Parayanaha Agham Dhunvanti Katsnena in its entirety. Niharam Iva. Nihara means dew or fog. Bhaskaraha means sun. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna